Okay, try this again. Okay, try to get right to the point, because don't you hate it when you want information? All I do is talk. Okay, your neutral safety switch on your staple shifter. This is for a 1971 Chevelle. And basically, you've got, this is American Auto Wire, which these guys seem like a really good setup here because everything is labeled nicely. Sorry about the lighting in my garage. Let me pick my light up here. Maybe that'll help. But everything is labeled nicely. Problem is, when they give you the information on the staple shifter, they, I'll put the light down. This is all the information they give you. So you got your pink wire, your green wire, your two purples. Well, the two purples are obvious. They go on the neutral safety switch. There's only one place it can go, and the wires go to the front, so that's obvious and where they go. The problem is the pink and the green. Where does it go? Okay, because they don't show that. Why wouldn't you just show a picture of that? That'd been so simple. Basically, what you got here is the pink wire is in the front. This is your pink wire, front plug-in, and then I just bent this down, push down on it to bend it down, and then the green wire goes in the back. So, and if this is incorrect, please let me know. But as far as I know, it's correct because I went online and enough pictures, enough research, and I finally found a picture from a 1970 Trans Am, I think it was, or 72 Trans Am. It had the staple shifter, neutral safety switch, and I could see, actually took a snapshot of the picture of this, and this is how his was set up on that. So from the factory, and it was even bent down like that. I'm kind of surprised it didn't make it like this purple one here is one clip that just slides into the pins. And why you wouldn't make this one again, where it just slides in, then you couldn't get it backwards. Instead, you're trying to guess which way those go. Okay, that's the staple shifter. Okay, so if that's all you need to know, you can stop watching at this point, because now I'm going to go to the center console and getting it wired up. Okay, this is a Resto Part center console, and the backlight here, it comes with this right here already installed on the light itself. Take it off, push these out, and you can see and it goes in the bag with this. All the stuff's in the same bag basically. So, and it's obvious where this goes because they literally have the same type of plugs on that. Just put those in. It doesn't matter which side you put those on because it's got a clip on the end of it. Basically, it's got a slide. So, orange and white wires go to here. And then in that same bag there, you'll find two more, which are obvious. They go into the, let me grab this one out of here, so to make it easier. On the, this part here, there's a bulb that goes there and a bulb that goes there. All right, and that's the gray and the black wire right here. You can see where it plugs in right there. And there's one plugs in there. And that's wiring. There's also a ground wire right there that I will eventually have to hook up. There's your ground it someplace to the body of the car, and that's taken. So now my center console is wired. I just got to get bulbs still for it. So, and then I still have to look at this here to figure out, like I said, here's this thing right here. I need to figure out where it goes to, because I don't know if this plugs into the it might plug into the fuse panel. I don't know, because one of these just say fusible, but I still have to figure out where that part goes. So, and if any information here I'm giving you is wrong, please let me know, because I couldn't find any videos on this. I finally just worked it out and found a snapshot of a staple shifter. So that's that part. And as far as this wiring goes, one says starter solenoid on the purple. One says neutral, and the other one says neutral, safety switch, something like that. Yeah, neutral safety switch, and starter solenoid. And on the wiring harness, here's the same thing. One says neutral safety switch, one says solenoid. And in that bag are these plugins right here. And you can see where this right here plugs into there. That's the fitting for it. And then the pink and green, that's that one right there that plugs into that. And then here's your pink and green, and here's the two purple. So it's obvious. All I got to do is basically figure my length out. I've got the tool to put these together, the different tools. So, okay, that is basically the center console. And if that's all you need at that point, you can stop watching the video. So, because my plan is to basically do the entire video on how I wired up my Chevelle. So I went ahead and got the wiring harness installed, and so here's where my progress at this point, which basically is getting the fuse panel in place and starting to run wires. So one thing I do recommend you get, let me find them, these little keys, because I had to make, because it's these keys right here. I recommend you buy a set of these keys, and I had to use basically, I think it was, let me get this over here, I can get it. I had to use this one right here. I can come and get out of the way. I just need the one. That right there. And sorry, my phone. Don't want to focus. That right there. Because I had to remove all of these wires right here. This is from American Auto Wire. This is their wiring. And this comes from my steering column right here. Well, let me see if I can find it. Where's the white? Where'd you go? Really? Oh, there it is. With my, this was the original one from the factory. Did you notice? And it went like that. Problem is, the American Auto Wire plug-in would not fit on this right here, so I had to push all those pins out. And I used that right there to push them out. And I was able to basically do it without damaging all these plugins, and because these are all identical, but it just would not, this would not, American Auto Wire would not plug into the factory part. Now it's possible because this is a tilt steering column out of a, I think out of a Trans Am, and had to do a little bit to it, but they will bolt in. Is not from a Chevelle, it's from a Trans Am. So I had to rebuild the whole thing, so I understand how to build these things at this point. I can rebuild a tilt steering column, because I take it apart, tighten things up, lube everything, new bearings in it, rebuilt the whole thing myself. So, okay, all these things, all the clips are labeled where they go, which is nice. Speedometer power, BMI speedometer basically is not going to be digital, it's going to be analog, basically cable driven. I won't need to worry about that. So I may not even use this plug-in. Someone suggested cut everything out you don't need. Well, but at some point in the future, I might decide to put a Dakota digital dash. So I'm not cutting anything out of this thing. I will wire it up out of the way neatly. So, but pretty much everything is labeled where it goes. Some is for heater. Yeah, here's heat and air. So this will plug right into the existing heating element, which I have all that stuff. Have the whole dash, but I gotta get it installed still. That's gonna be a whole bunch of fun. So I basically got this installed. It's in two pieces, and I went ahead and put all these fuses in here because I want to be able to take it at some point, turn this key, and turn the car and start the car from inside here instead of do it from the outside, running a basically a trigger switch. So I got that all mounted up there. I got the wires run kind of where I want to have them hanging out for now, and then under the dash, or under the hood I should say, I basically separated the wires where they go. That orange wire back there goes to a electric fans. I'm not using electric fans, I'm going to use the original clutch fan. This is a 454 big block, trying to keep it as stock looking as possible. And the blue ones there, I got those up out of the way, those go to the wiper motor. So, and all these other wires here, which I still have to put loom on them, they go to the headlights, turn signals, bright and dim. All the wires are labeled where they go to and what they're supposed to use for. So I can have to cut those all to fit. This long brown wire here, this comes up, and I did loom the passenger side, the right-hand side of the car, right-hand side of the car. I ran the wire loom from all the way back there where it plugs into the firewall, and you can just see the wire loom that runs along the back. The brown wire here is goes to the electric choke. The purple wire I've got hanging out right now goes down to the starter solenoid. And I continued on from there, running it behind the fender. It comes out right there. Battery, alternator, headlight, turn signal, bright and dim. I got all the lights for that stuff run ready basically to be installed still. So, but for now, my biggest goal is basically being able to just turn the key and have the starter actually bump over. Once we reach that point, that will be a minor victory. But my goal is, as I do a little at a time, I will post what I've done so that if someone needs to look up how did you wire this up, they know how to do that. Because I am figuring this out. You give me an old school car, I can do about anything. Wiring has always been my kind of, I really didn't want to do it. But in this case, with things being labeled, I should be able to figure it out between looking at all the wiring diagrams, because American Auto Wire does a good job as far as information, but they didn't quite do enough information on the center console, because that right there this seems to be a question a lot of people ask. Where does that pink and green wire go on the neutral safety switch? I think that's it for now anyway. I hope that helps somebody. Good luck on your wiring for your Chevelle or your classic car. I recommend so far the American Auto Wire. It's expensive, but it's a really damn good setup. So hopefully I didn't slur my words or talk too fast or too much information. Okay, good luck on your restoration. Peace.